ودنيانا وآخرتنا. اللهم هيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا، وبارك اللهم لنا فيما رزقتنا، وقنا اللهم عذاب النار، واصرف عنا أسباب العذاب في الدنيا والآخرة برحمة منك ورضوان يا رب العالمين. Let us بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. share screen. بسم الله الهادي. فاليوم إن شاء الله الرحمن نتكلم عن we'll talk about which ayah we stopped with. أن كان ذا مال وبنين إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين. آية 14. طيب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. As we said before, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, يحذر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, or teaching him to avoid that character for the non-believers and the people they don't have that ethics, the Islamically way. And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described for them عليه الصلاة والسلام, he said فلا تطع المكذبين. I think we differentiate last time between المكذب والكذب. الكذاب أو الكاذب والمكذب. Okay, فالكذاب he's lying by himself. المكذب he's not believing in somebody saying the truth, or he denying somebody or something else. وَدُّوا لَوْ تُدْهِنُوا فَيُدْهِنُونَ. For sure, the disbelievers or the people they already against you, the first step for them to put you in the middle area between them and you. How they can do that? Okay, just let us sit together. As long as we are sitting, we have no problem. But okay, why you are against us? Because you're not going with the straight path, you know. Okay, can we meet in the middle of the road? Just for example, the disbeliever came to the Prophet Muhammad sallam and they asked him, can you believe in our idols one day, and we're gonna believe in your Lord one day? Okay, we're gonna make it in between. Let us make it in between. We're gonna believe in our Lord just one day, and we're gonna come back to your Lord the next day. It means we are worshiping your Lord, and you're not showing the people you are against us. Got it? If the Prophet Muhammad sallam accepted that deal, what is the results you can imagine? Everybody, even the followers of the Prophet Muhammad sallam, they're gonna ask him why you're doing that. If you are saying this is wrong, why are you doing the wrong things? Okay, again, you are the model of the Islam. Whatever you're doing, is you are showing the people your characteristic, your attribute, your character, your attitude. You know, your manners, your how can we say it, like identity. Got it? He said, ولا تطع كل حلاف مهين هماز مشاء بنميم مناع للخير معتد أثيم عتل بعد ذلك زنيم أن كان ذا مال وبنين. One of them, the reason of keeping the people, subhanallah, with the wrong way, just the desires of the money, the loving money, it's keeping people even lying. يرحمكم الله يا صاحبي. Even lying, cheating, going around, doing something unlawful, everything bad, you can have it from the people they believe in the money more than anything else. I still remember one of the dua, he came to America one time, and he was sitting on the chair, and somebody came to him, just a normal discussion, and he was telling that person, I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the right way for you, and at the day of judgment you're gonna face so and so, and this is the Jannah. And so he said, okay man, what are you talking about? I have one Lord in my entire life, I'm worshiping him. He said, who is? He said, the dollar. He said, the dollar is my Lord. I am worshiping the dollar anywhere, anytime, all the situations. I have no other Lord other than the dollar. And a lot of people, they are believing in that. Even they are claiming they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to ask you a question. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you, don't take this money because it's haram, and you already took it because you love the money, which one you love more? The money you already took, or the Lord, he said, don't take this one. Okay, it's easy like that. Got it? Because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أن كان ذا مال وبنين إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا. The ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is supposed to convince the people about the truth, about the facts, about the right way. But they're not receiving the message from Rabbil Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that message gonna come to them to correct their way in this life, and that money, they already worship it, will not be exist anymore as they thinking. Subhanallah, يعني كما يتصورونهم سوف يذهب المال. يعني the majority of the people, they don't believe as long as they're gonna worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give them the money. As long as they're going with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never prevent them from anything else, from anything in this life. أن كان ذا مال وبنين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us the results of that kind of people. What gonna happen for them? What are the consequences for them? He said subhanahu wa ta'ala, سنسموه على الخرطوم. What is the meaning of, what is the translation of سنسموه على الخرطوم? نعم.
Brain him on his nose.
Okay, we're gonna what? Brained.
Like mark. Yeah.
Okay, brand. B-R A-N-D. Brained him on his nose. Okay. سنسمه على الخرطوم. النهي, he said over here, النهي عن قبول ضغط المكذبين ومقترحاتهم. I think this is the explanation for what we said actually. يا الله على الصداع. اللهم اغفر لي وارحم ضعفي يا رب العالمين. Okay. إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين. Okay, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a example of the people they already worshiping the money. We have a group of people. They were like a children of a wise person or a pious person, رجل تقي. That man used to collect the harvest of his garden, and usually divided that harvest like 3 parts. Got it? Do you remember the story?
Yeah.
Can you tell us that?
What I heard is there was a guy in the middle of the desert, and he heard somebody in the cloud say, "Go and water this man's garden," or something like that. So then the guy followed the cloud to where it watered, and he asked the guy that he heard some cloud go to your garden and why. He said he takes from his mouth, he puts it into 3 parts. One goes back into his business, one goes to the poor, and one goes to
himself and his household.
Like that. So then after that, he said Allah has like made him like he has barakah and like
Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And then I don't know if maybe it's another story, but I heard another story. Somebody like that, his kids grew up and they started fighting or something, or one of them didn't want to give to the poor anymore. He just wanted to put it all to the business. So then they kept doing that, and one day they woke up and they came and the whole garden had been burned down, or Allah had struck him with lightning or something.
This is exactly the story here. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّا بَلَوْنَاهُمْ كَمَا بَلَوْنَا أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ. We tested those people like we tested the people of the Jannah. إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا لَيُصْرِمُنَّهَا مُصْبِحِينَ. They swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're gonna collect the harvest at the early morning before anyone wake up, and before anyone can come to the garden to have their chair as their dad used to do. The charity. Okay. It's when I said a chair, because their dad, he made it as a share for everybody. He made the third of the harvest, as this is the poor share. Okay. This is their share. They made them like a partner with him. They made them like a partners with him in his garden. And this is what the man used to do. What about the children? When they came up after their dad, they said, "Why that people taking our money?" They saw the money just belonged to them. They didn't think about the first owner or the only owner of the of everything, he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They didn't think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They thought about themselves, you know. And at that time, they started to say, okay, we're going to get everything for ourselves. What I imagine, they even didn't give the part of the garden, you know, to let it coming back to invest in the garden. They took everything. This is their intention. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us they couldn't get what they planned to have. You know what I mean? What happened with them? What happened with them? He said subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّا بَلَوْنَاهُمْ كَمَا بَلَوْنَا أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا لَا يَصْرِمُنَّهَا مُصْبِحِينَ. They swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or they had the deal between them, you know, can we do so and so and so? Yes. Okay, give me your oath. يعني احلف إنك هتعمل كده. You will not break your word. Got it? They أقسموا لا يصرمنها مصبحين ولا يستثنون. They will not give anyone anything else, you know, except themselves. فطاف عليها طائف من ربك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent one of his soldiers, or جنود الله تبارك وتعالى. It was like a wind or something like that. فأصبحت كالصريم. It became like destroyed. Nothing had been there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فتنادوا مصبحين. He's giving us like the scenario of what happening exactly. Imagine they are waking each other, waking them up, you know, and hey Muhammad, wake up, we need to go early. It's became, you know, so and so, it's 6 o'clock, man, right now we need, you know, let's go, we need to go fast. Okay, فتنادوا مصبحين أن يغدوا على حرثكم. Let us go to collect the harvest إن كنتم صارمين. فتنادوا مصبحين فانطلقوا وهم يتخافتون. They went to the garden while they are like you know, يتخافتون, like walking very, what, how can you say it, like sneakily زي التعابين يعني كده, sneakily بيزحفوا على رجليهم. Okay, they were walking like sneakily, as you said, you know, and they are talking very, very whispering. Okay. أن يغدوا على حرثكم إن كنتم صارمين فانطلقوا وهم يتخافتون. What they used to say, ألا يدخلنها اليوم عليكم مسكين. We will not allow any one of the مساكين coming in. وغدوا على حرد قادرين. When they went, they had the full power to grab everything. Okay, فلما رأوها, when they saw it, قالوا إنا لضالون. We lost our way. You know, we lost direction. Actually, it's not our garden. You know, بل نحن محرومون. They like realized now we got prevented from our money. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished us. قال أوسطهم. When we hear أوسطهم in the Quran, it means أوسطهم in the age, like in the middle, or أوسطهم, he had the wisdom enough to be in the middle, you know, in the middle between all of the opinions. You know, this is أوسطهم. أوسط القوم إما أنه أوسطهم في العمر وإما أنه أعقلهم وأحكمهم. Got it? قال أوسطهم ألم أقل لكم, ما did tell you, لولا تسبحون. يعني if you said Subhanallah, who is giving the risk for the people, or saying Subhanallah, who created the needy people and created you and created the garden for you, لولا تسبحون. Once we have Subhanallah, it means we are considering about the power of Rabbil Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how he can give us the more rizq and more, you know, and at that time we will not do anything wrong. قالوا سبحان ربنا, but it was too late. إنا كنا ظالمين. You know, we had that oppression and when we decided to prevent the needy people from the harvest. فأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتلاومون. They started to regret each other. You said that, you mentioned that, you gave the idea, you insisted so and so and so. You didn't remind us about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قال فأقالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا طاغين. قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا طاغين. What is the meaning of يا ويلنا? Woe to us. Woe to us. Yeah, this is why. إنا كنا طاغين. We passed our limits. إنا كنا طاغين, من الطغيان. عسى ربنا, at that time they started to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give them again. At that time, they started to believe in Rabbil Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala as He is the giver. At that time, they started to seek Rabbil Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala at least to forgive them about the bad intention they already had. قالوا سبحان ربنا إنا كنا ظالمين فأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتلاومون قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا طاغين عسى ربنا أن يبدلنا خيرا منها إنا إلى ربنا راغبون. What is the meaning of وإنا إلى ربنا? Give me the translation of this word. إنا إلى ربنا راغبون. Now we're returning to
our Lord
with hope. كذلك العذاب. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said كذلك العذاب. This is the example of the punishment or a kind of punishment from Rabbil Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said subhanahu wa ta'ala another statement. وَلَعَذَابُ الْآخِرَةِ أَكْبَرُ. The punishment at the day of judgment is going to be bigger than that. But before imagining the bigger one, we need to imagine this punishment. Imagine if you did you see somebody like he's getting his the payment check, or he's getting just a salary.
He's getting paid, yeah.
You know, he got paid,
Mhm.
and he had the whole hopeness in his hand right now. I'm gonna pay the tuition for my children. I'm gonna buy clothes for my daughter. I'm gonna pay the mortgage for the home. I'm gonna do so and so and so and so. You know, all of that dreams in his mind at that time. Okay, in a second, he got been stolen, and he lost everything. It means he lost his hopes, everything. He lost it in a minute, in a second. Okay, even the electrics, he cannot keep it down. Even the water, maybe he cannot keep it on. He lost everything in a second. Once he lost his money or the source. Got it? Over there, they lost the harvest, and it's coming every year, one time. It's coming once a year. They lost everything in a second. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving us example about that kind of regret. We can have it in a second because we did something wrong. Got it? And he said, وَلَعَذَابُ الْآخِرَةِ أَكْبَرُ. It means what is the people going to face at the day of judgment is going to be bigger or more dangerous than that. وَلَعَذَابُ الْآخِرَةِ أَكْبَرُ لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. If they knew that. Now, do we know it or not?
No.
Okay, if we didn't hear the story, if we didn't know anything about the punishment coming from Rabbil Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we didn't have any information about our deen or so and so and so, maybe we're going to have excuse at the day of judgment when we stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to ask us, I'm sorry, Ya Rabbil Alameen, I didn't know that. But once we knew it, you know, once we have the information, once we got it done, you know, it means we have no excuse when we stand before Rabbil Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because of that, if you remember with me, the question for the knowledge people or knowledgeable people, it's going to be more than the ignorance people. The ignorance people, they don't know the issues. But once you already got the information, you know, at that time you're going to be asked about what did you know. من تعلم مسؤول أكثر ممن لم يتعلم. خلاص كده؟ كذلك العذاب والعذاب الآخرة أكبر إن لو كانوا يعلمون. If you forgive me, we can stop here because wallahi I have a severe headache. Subhanallah, and I had a lot of people coming today, subhanallah, and I couldn't say sorry for them. You're okay?
No problem.
Allah يجزيكم الخير يا رب. جزاكم الله